Support for Vaquero Radio comes from student activities at UTRGV with its Best Week Ever celebration. The event features a week of entertainment, games, fireworks, and more. A free concert featuring Selena cover band Biri Biri Banda will take place at 7 p.m. Thursday at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium in Edinburgh. A listing of in-person, virtual, and hybrid events offered during the Best Week Ever is available at utrgv.edu/bestweekever.
Support for Vaquero Radio comes from the UTRGV Counseling Center, located in Student Union 2.10 on the Brownsville campus and University Center 109 on the Edinburgh campus. The UTRGV Counseling Center offers secure and confidential online and in-person mental health counseling options. 24/7 confidential assistance over the phone is available through the Vaquero Crisis Line at 665-5555. The center also hosts self-help online tools, such as the mobile app Thrive at UT, which is specifically developed to help college students with their wellness. Details of all the center services can be found at utrgv.edu/counseling or by calling 665-2574.
You're listening to Vaquero News.
Good afternoon, Vaqueros. We're coming to you live from Brownsville. It is 12 p.m. Tuesday, August 24, 2021. I am Maria Sanchez, and this is Vaquero News. I hope you're having an amazing day and are as excited as I am to be back to campus. Seeing students and staff around, it definitely brings our campus back to life. But let's get this afternoon started. Let's go with the news. At top of the news, we have students' excitement and concerns about returning to campus. Diego Ramirez has more details.
As the fall 2021 semester nears, returning students find themselves excited to roam the campus once again. Among them is computer engineering senior Jonathan C.S.
It's kind of like refreshing, because it's always empty, so it's kind of like lonely, like just walking around. But now I'm going to get to see actual people and stuff like that. I've been wanting to come back to actual physical classes because I'm telling you my major requires that, more hands-on.
Despite students' excitement, COVID-19 cases still exist in the Rio Grande Valley. Considering this, UTRGV has protocols to combat the spread of the coronavirus and the Delta variant once the campus returns to 100% capacity. According to the UTRGV Campus Protocols webpage, before visiting any UTRGV campus/off-campus facilities, university students and employees must review and answer the current version of the UT Health RGV screening questions regarding COVID-19 related symptoms. Those who answer yes to any screening questions who tested positive or are exposed within 6 feet to someone who is positive for COVID-19 must not access on or off-campus facilities. Furthermore, the Campus Protocols webpage states wearing face coverings is strongly recommended, and social distancing is highly recommended for individuals who are not fully vaccinated, though neither can be required. UTRGV Student Health Services Director Rick Gray says the university is focusing on safety as students, staff, and faculty return to campus.
I agree that we're doing everything possible to make it safe. It looks like there are enough people that are vaccinated that should be able to safely come back to school.
This is Diego Ramirez for Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
Parking permits will be required for this fall semester. William Bennett has more details.
Today is the first day of the fall 2021 semester, but, more importantly, it's the first semester back on campus since the pandemic, and students need to understand parking zones and permits. Parking in a zone with the wrong permit or no permit at all can result in a fine the student must pay. Parking spots are split into 3 different zones, with their own individual rules for who can park and what permit is required. The zones are based on how far away they are from the campus. For more information on parking zones, visit utrgv.edu/parking. Parking Services Director Pablo Aguilar stressed the importance of checking lot signs.
Whatever the parking lot sign says at the parking lot entrance, that's the zone type that it's going to be dominant. If you see any other signs or marking that's a different zone, it will be very visible. So you will see it. And the objective is to have enough parking space for the amount of parkers or the quantity of parkers that we have on campus, and for them not to get a citation. Just as long as we observe the signs, we should be great.
To park on campus, students must have the appropriate parking permit. Permit fees are as follows. Zone 1, $60 a year and $30 a semester. Zone 2, $100 a year and $50 a semester. Evening, from 4 p.m. onward, $40 a year and $20 a semester. Zone 3 parking spots are strictly for staff and faculty. Evening permits have access to Zones 1 and 2 parking spots. Upon purchasing a parking permit, students must provide the year, make, and model of the vehicle they will be driving. 2 vehicles may be registered to a permit at a time, and the registered vehicles can be swapped out. Parking permits can be purchased online or in person via utrgv.edu/myparking, or the parking offices in room 135 of the Police and Parking and Transportation offices on the Edinburgh campus and room 1.108 of Vaquero Plaza on the Brownsville campus. This is William Bennett with Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
The Student Government Association aims to cut costs for students. William Bennett has more details.
The Student Government Association has a busy fall ahead with several initiatives highlighting student involvement and inclusion. Besides the Open Educational Resources Project, the Senate focuses on the First Year Internship Program, or FYI, the Student Activism and Advocacy Program, and Graduate College Representation. Open Educational Resources is an initiative that aims to make classes as affordable as possible for all UTRGV students by providing PDF textbooks as well as listing low-cost and zero-cost classes. SGA President Jose Pablo Rojas emphasizes the importance of making attending UTRGV affordable.
The most important thing is to ensure affordability at UTRGV, especially because UTRGV does serve a low-income population base.
The SGA has spoken to university deans, faculty, and library staff and is attempting to improve and spread open educational resources to other classes. The SGA in prior years had individual members focusing on issues. Brownsville Vice President of SGA Yahia Omar Alcuda made it clear that this year's group is founded on collaboration.
Most executive teams that I've seen usually have 3 or 4 liners that they focus on, right? But we really wanted an extensive agenda so that we really make a difference in the university.
For more information on open educational resources, including the list of low-cost and zero-cost course material classes, visit utrgv.libguides.com/OER/students. Students interested in joining the SGA can visit its Instagram at utrgv_studentgov. This is William Bennett with Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
The U.S.-Mexico border restrictions continue. William Bennett has more information about it.
The U.S.-Mexico border has been closed for non-essential travel since March 2020, preventing many people from coming into the U.S., and the spread of COVID-19 and its Delta variant leave little hope of reopening soon, according to Cameron County International Bridge System Director Josue Garcia Jr.
The end game is that non-citizens from another country, in this case Mexico, would be able to come in. To date, that hasn't happened, and we don't know. There's nothing in sight, and it's less likely now with the Delta variant, hitting strong, and there being a lot more cases.
The Cameron County Public Health Department reports confirmed cases of COVID-19 are rising, with 420 confirmed cases on August 9th and 470 on August 16th. The number of confirmed cases has not been over 400 since February. Essential travel and trade continue unimpeded. This includes individuals traveling to attend educational institutions, according to the July 21st Department of Homeland Security tweet. In regard to the border reopening in August, Garcia says,
"We don't think we're any closer to the government opening up than we were back in March of 2020.
While trade between the two countries is considered essential travel, the International Bridge System Director says the decrease in Mexican citizens crossing has caused a significant financial loss for Cameron County.
To date, the county, as far as tolls, we have lost an estimated $8.2 million so far by these restrictions.
UTRGV incoming freshman Juan Escamilla lives in Brownsville. He has family and other ties to Mexico, but understands the health risks.
Be cautious of this, especially this new variant, just because our family has a line of we all have asthma at a very young age, and I am the oldest of 3, and my little brother is still very, he could get COVID from this, and it could get affected very, very easily. So even if the bridge were to open, we wouldn't really go over there or have family come from over there just because we don't want to have the risk of, the young ones from my family and the young ones from my uncles and stuff like that to get the risk of getting COVID.
For Mexican citizen Cristina Sanchez, the border reopening would be good news since it being closed has put her in an emotionally challenging situation.
It's complicated that you're not there with your family when they need you or when we need them, because we also need them. And it's sad and it's frustrated. But every time that they said that they were going to open the borders, I was really happy. And it was really sad and upset. I got really upset when they said, no, they're going to last more time.
For more information, check the Department of Homeland Security Twitter account at DHS.gov or the DHS website www.dhs.gov. This is Will Bennett with Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
Many businesses in the RGV have shut down and others have had to adapt to the pandemic. William Bennett has more details.
The COVID-19 pandemic has put pressure on small businesses. Fear of COVID-19 has caused owners to limit occupancy or forego dine-in service, limiting their business. Some businesses have had to shut down permanently due to the economic toll the pandemic has taken. In order for businesses to survive during the pandemic, they have had to adapt to continue bringing in customers. Rutledge Hamburgers in downtown Brownsville is a small hallway-sized restaurant that to many is a staple of the city. The restaurant has been open since 1922 and is a favorite of many Brownsville residents. Rutledge's manager Sandy Perez says the restaurant has lost a lot of the customers that came there to eat for the experience.
Since it's a very small restaurant, we have open only to go. So one of the things of the restaurant is that since it's a historical restaurant, a lot of people like to go and eat there and bring memories when their parents used to take them. Since we're historical and unique and we're the actual only ones, Rutledge Hamburgers, it's people still coming by to go. But I would say there would be we would have a lot more people, a lot more sales if I were to open the restaurant to eat there.
Rutledge is in a unique position where its history continues to bring people in even if they don't get to have the full experience. To adapt to the situation, Perez hopes to place picnic tables outside the restaurant at 1126 East Washington Street, so diners can get their to-go orders and eat outside. Not all businesses can survive on history. Cakes by Amanda Garcia is a home-operated business that has been heavily impacted by COVID-19. Business was good for owner and operator Amanda Garcia until it flatlined once the pandemic started. Garcia bakes custom cakes for events such as birthdays, anniversaries, and graduations. Business was good when she started 9 years ago. Asked to put the decline in perspective, Garcia replied,
"Before the pandemic, I was getting anywhere from 15 to 20 orders for a weekend. Now I'm down to maybe if it's a good weekend, I've got 7 to 8 orders. Lately, it's just been, 2 to 3 for a day. And that's, for the weekend, because they're not able to have large parties. So they're having small parties at home to minimize the same, for their protection, minimizing the amount of people in their groups. They can't have big parties, so they can't order big cakes. So they're resumed to having to order smaller cakes just to accommodate a small group of people, and that affects the price.
Garcia said her business is likely to shut down by the end of the year due to health-related issues and the fear of putting her youngest son at risk of COVID-19. This is William Bennett with Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
UTRGV cash grants for fall begin this Friday. Carla Landaverde has more details.
The Division of Strategic Enrollment and Student Affairs at UTRGV announced the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund for fall 2021 earlier this month. The Relief Fund is authorized by the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act 2021. Applicants must be enrolled undergraduate or graduate students. In accordance with the U.S. Department of Education guidance, UTRGV will provide the fall 2021 cash grant to its students, prioritizing those with the exceptional need for grant awards. This means students who receive no expected family contribution as determined by their FAFSA. Cash grants distribution begins this Friday. For more information on the fall 2021 cash grant, call the Financial Aid Office at 882-4026. This is Carla Landaverde for Vaquero News.
How did UTRGV athletes and coaches dealt with the pandemic? Aaron Vasquez has more details.
COVID-19 has taken a lot from everyone this past year. Jobs, family and friends, and for a good deal of us, our mental health. Being locked indoors all day for months and having restricted access to restaurants and stores, while necessary, has affected us in the sense that it has forced us to be alone. For the average person, this is hard enough. What about those who perform in front of a huge crowd weekly? Those whose profession and passion rely so heavily on the energy of a crowd? Vaquero Radio sat down women's basketball head coach Lane Lord and veteran players Tiffany McGarity and Iva Belasevic to discuss what the past year and a half has been like for those used to being in the spotlight. Coach Lord shared his experience during the pandemic with us.
I like being out, meeting people and being in the community, and having to stay home for so long, and it was tough. Not being able to go see your friends or colleagues and the players.
When quarantine first began in March 2020, the men's and women's basketball teams were in Las Vegas for the WAC basketball conference tournament. Both teams were sent home early due to COVID-19.
We were like, what in the world's going on? Mm-hmm. And then we sent all our kids home, and then we didn't see them again for 4 months.
From spending every day with a group of people to not seeing them for months, that's a bond that doesn't tear cleanly. This separation from the game and from their teammates was felt very hard between McGarity and Belasevic. Belasevic shares what it was like to be away from her teammates during the pandemic.
There is no team gathering, it was always just be in your room, go to practice and come back. You can do nothing else.
McGarity shared a similar statement, but explained how the pandemic made her appreciate her sport even more.
Well, I can't do this, I can't do that. So you kind of just realize, well, usually I'd be working out right now, but I can't. I literally just can't. So as soon as gyms for me at home started opening back up, I started working out 3 times a day for no reason because I miss basketball that much.
Despite the separation and the break from their sport, Coach Lord, McGarity, and Belasevic assured that their bond is tighter than ever. The women's basketball coaches instituted an open-door policy, allowing players to share with the coaches how they were doing throughout the pandemic. They meet through Zoom as often as they can, and practice has become a cherished time of the day. Now, with hopefully a regular season coming up later this winter, things can get back to normal. Women's basketball kicks off their season this December 17th against UTSA at the South Padre Island Classic. This is Aaron Vasquez with Vaquero News.
UTRGV athletes and coaches welcome the return of fans. Aaron Vasquez has more details.
For the better part of a year and a half now, fans and students alike have been restricted from attending sporting events at UTRGV. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, sports events have had no fans in attendance at the most capacity-restricted arenas. March 2020 would mark the last time a sports event was open completely to the public for UTRGV. With fans being such a big part of the game's atmosphere, how has this affected players and coaches? Vaquero Radio sat down women's head basketball coach Lane Lord and veteran players guard Tiffany McGarity and forward Iva Belasevic to find out.
I think we have the best pep band in the Western Athletic Conference. Our cheerleaders are amazing, dance team, and then just getting our local community behind us. It's very special. So when we didn't have that for a year, it was awfully tough on all of us.
Despite the circumstances, Coach Lord believes Vaqueros still manage to support each other and keep their own energy alive.
So our chemistry is at an all-time high right now, and I think the pandemic. You always try to look at positives. This was a horrible pandemic, but the positives that come out of it are our kids bond together. They went through it together.
McGarity agrees with the sentiment.
Kind of being separated for so long, being on a team, it makes you excited to see your teammates. But it's this is the only time throughout the day or throughout whatever's going on that I'm actually going to be able to be with my teammates and actually be close to them.
Bilisevic says it was difficult to be separated, but the efforts from the team helped bond them together.
It was really hard, but also just how the team and coaches support us. We have a lot of Zoom meetings and during the practice that will help us get through it.
This is Aaron Vasquez with Vaquero News.
And now for this week's weather report.
Tuesday and Wednesday, Brownsville will be mostly sunny with a high near of 96 degrees. Thursday, Brownsville will receive scattered thunderstorms with a high near of 93 degrees. On Friday, Brownsville will receive isolated thunderstorms with a high near of 95 degrees. In Edinburgh, partly cloudy on Tuesday with a high near of 98 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday with a high near of 94 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near of 96 degrees. And that's it for today's newscast. If you have any story ideas, send us an email to radio@utrgv.edu. Listen to Vaquero Radio wherever you are. Download the Radio FX app on your smartphone through the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Search for Vaquero Radio and add us to your favorites. You can listen to music, chat in during DJ hours, and much more. Also, follow us on our social media platforms and visit our website for updates and much more. We will see you next Monday at 12 p.m. here on Vaquero Radio, the Valley student station.
This has been Vaquero News.
Support for Vaquero Radio comes from student activities at UTRGV with its Best Week Ever celebration. The event features a week of entertainment, games, fireworks, and more. A free concert featuring Selena cover band Bidi Bidi Banda will take place at 7 p.m. Thursday at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium in Edinburgh. A listing of in-person, virtual, and hybrid events offered during the Best Week Ever is available at utrgv.edu/bestweekever.
Support for Vaquero Radio comes from the UTRGV Counseling Center, located in Student Union 2.10 on the Brownsville campus and University Center 109 on the Edinburgh campus. The UTRGV Counseling Center offers secure and confidential online and in-person mental health counseling options. 24/7 confidential assistance over the phone is available through the Vaquero Crisis Line at 665-5555. The center also hosts self-help online tools, such as the mobile app Thrive at UT, which is specifically developed to help college students with their wellness. Details of all the center services can be found at utrgv.edu/counseling or by calling 665-2574.